Shalom friends, and welcome to another tutorial on learning the Hebrew Alef-Bet. In this tutorial we are in number 11. We're going to learn one new letter, but there's three variations of it. And this is the kaf. So first of all, what we have over here is a final form. Just like we saw with the nun and the mem, this letter is going to have a final form as well. The first one, from starting at the right, is the chaf. It's kind of like the chet we just learned, chaf. So it's going to have that ch pronunciation to it, kind of that guttural off the back of your throat sort of sound. That is without the dagesh in the middle, or the dot. If we see the dot in the middle, then we're going to pronounce that as kaf, like a hard K. So this letter really constitutes the equivalent of what we call the English K. So we'll see this a lot with the dagesh, but we'll also see it without it as well. And just remember, between when the dagesh is present, we're going to use a K, like the hard K, kaf, and then when it's not present, it's going to be chaf, kind of like the chet. And I should say that there is a little bit of difference in the pronunciation with respect to literal, biblical Hebrew, but for now, I'm not going to get into the variations of how they're pronounced. I'm just assume that they're similar for these beginning tutorials. And then the final chaf is going to be pronounced like the ch again. And although we have a silent shva next to it, you're never going to see that with, if you were to put this, well, you wouldn't put a dagesh in here to make this a hard K sound. At least I'm not aware of it. The reason I'm showing you the shva there is because this is very common for this letter to be used at the end of the word, obviously, since it's the final chaf, and to also have a vowel mark next to it, and it always appears over to the left instead of down below, like the other characters we've looked at so far. And as far as I know, I think it's pretty much the only one that is like that. So I wanted to put that in there so that you'll know where to put your vowel marker if you need to. Excuse me. Let's just go ahead and practice writing these in the block script. The fairly easy to write. The regular chaf is gonna, it almost looks like a vet or bet, except you're gonna make it one long stroke all the way around, almost like a backwards C. The final chaf is gonna be you just make a vertical line and make your, a horizontal line and make a vertical line all the way down. And don't confuse this with the final nun as well. So you always need to have this something up along there, the horizontal line. If you want to, you can practice that, putting that like the silent shva there if you want. The kaf is going to be just like the first one we did, except it's going to have a dagesh in the middle. If we continue on with that, let's go ahead and do our chaf, kaf, the final chaf, and one more time, just for the sake of clarity. And then finally this kaf. The handwriting script is not really much different, so it's easy to learn. The only difference is the final chaf. In the handwriting script, we just going to come around like that for the chaf. For the final chaf, we're going to do that as well, but then come down like such, and then you'll put your dagesh over here. So instead of doing the horizontal line and then the vertical line, just write it the way you would normally write the chaf or kaf, and then extend the ending of it down below the page line. For the kaf, same thing, just going to use the dagesh. Chaf, kaf, final chaf. One more time. Chaf, final chaf, and then kaf. So, real easy letter to learn as far as writing goes. If we jump on over and practice this with our vowel marks, we get for the ka, hard K, dagesh, patah down below. Cha would be no dagesh, kamatz. Uch would be, and then we use the final chaf. And you don't necessarily have to write that dagesh all the time unless there's going to be something present. Che, or I'm sorry, ke, and this will have the sigol, the three dots that we learned in the last lesson. Uch would be cha. I thought we already did this one. And then ke would be the tser. Now, in exercise 5, these words, these Hebrew words, are pretty common with respect to asking a question. Let me come down here below here and show you that in Hebrew, ma, and this would be, well, let me do your, since we've been using all handwriting script, ma would be question, like what. So we pronounce that like ma, and that means what. So if we were to use that in conjunction with shlomech, shlomcha, and shmech, these are all questions. But the thing about it is, you notice you've got this chaf on the end, and depending on that chaf and the whether or not it has a an additional vowel mark, it's really designating the gender of the person we're talking to. And a lot of times this is in this will be your second person masculine and feminine. So shlomech is going to be it's from the derivative of the word shalom, which means peace. So we're asking a person, what is your peace? In other words, how are you doing? So we'll have shlomech, and we'll put the seri there I'm sorry, the final the silent shval there. And this is for a female. So mashlomech, I would be asking a female, how are you doing? What is your peace? Mashlomcha is for a masculine. So it's basically the same. Shlom cha, except we're going to put, I think it's the let me do that again. This the kamatz vowel marker on the left there. Mashlomcha. I believe I got that right. So that would be masculine. So maybe that's what you would ask a male. Mashlomcha is, what is your peace? How are you doing? And they would say something like shalom etov, which means I am, another derivative of shalom, I am well, thank you, or shalom etov toda, I'm doing well, thank you. Shmech is here again female, but this is asking a person, what's your name? So I'll be asking a female, what's your name? Mashmech. And so we would have Shin, Mem, Segol, and final Chaf. Mashmech, what's your name? And she might say, Shmi Daniel, my name is Daniel. So the Chaf, the final Chaf, designates a lot in the form of second person masculine, or second person singular. We'll see these later on. and we learn all the different pronouns and etc. In exercise 6, this is basically, let me jump to the second one here. I wanted to show you kol is really how you would pronounce this, and it's going to start, kol is starts with a kaf and then a lamed, and it means all. Kol Israel, all. Well, you probably would, you'd have something else there, but like all Israel. If you put the bet in the front, notice that the kaf will drop. Well, it'll change to the chaf, and so you would have a bet, and then you'd have the chaf without the dagesh, and then and I forgot the vowel marks, but then the lamed, and that would mean in all, and then you'd say like b'chol Israel, in all of Israel. Melech is, well, Melech David, so that is king. That's a word for king. So we've got a mem sigol. That's supposed to be a sigol, a lamed, sigol, and then the final chaf. Nothing there, silent shva. So that's your masculine form for the word king. Now, the reason I want to show you this is because introduce you more to the suffixes. Melech and then mal, malkenu and machot are derivatives of this word. So malkenu and will be the root word will stay the same, but the vowel markers will change. So we could go ahead and write out our consonants, and we put down here. I'm going to use a patah, silent shva, hard a vowel mark, and then the nun, and then the u vowel mark, and that is malkenu. Actually, that's going to get a dagesh in the middle as well. So if you remember a few lessons back, I sort of introduced this already. When you put this nun and the u vowel marker on the end, that's going to designate that our. So this would be our king, malkenu. Machot will notice that the root word stays the same, except this time it's going to change to the chaf. The I think, yeah, even the vowel mark stays the same, and then we're going to have we're putting ot on the end, and that's going to be a tav, and that refers to a kingdom. So notice, king, our king, kingdom is melech, malkenu, and machot. It's just a matter of changing the ending of the word, as well as the vowel markers, but also the chaf and the kaf. They'll, in many words like this, they'll change back and forth, and on the ending, like in exercise 2, they'll denote whether or not you're talking to a female or you're talking to a male, depending on the vowel mark that is preceding it. So here again, just trying to introduce some new ideas that you'll see make it a little easier when you start learning some full Hebrew. And so that's the chaf, the kaf, and the final chaf. And we'll pick up in the next video, tutorial number 12. See you there.